Today we are going to start our new math topic. We are learning about geometry, which is about shapes. So you will need this paper to get us started, and you will also need this paper because we are going to be doing both today. It is not hard, so we're going to do 2 for 1. All right, so we're going to start off by talking about the words that we need to know for our math. Not that. And the first words that we're going to talk about is a plane shape. Now, this doesn't mean an airplane, and it doesn't mean plane with nothing on it. A plane shape is a flat shape. So a shape that we draw on paper or we draw on the board is a plane shape. It's flat. A triangle, circle, rectangle, square, hexagon, and trapezoid, they are all plane shapes. They are drawn on this paper or on this screen, so I can't pick it up and hold it in my hand. It is flat. Another word we're going to work on is hexagon. So this shape right here is a hexagon. It has 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another word for sides is straight lines. So, and you will hear us talking about that during our math lessons in the next couple weeks. So this is a hexagon. It has 6 sides or 6 straight lines. This shape is a trapezoid. A trapezoid has 4 straight lines or 4 sides. One side is shorter and one side is longer, which means when we connect them, we have some slanted lines there. So that is a trapezoid. Sort. Sort is a verb. It means to do something. When you sort, you group things according to how they are similar. So that means how they are alike or what is the same about them. These buttons are sorted by size. So they put all the buttons that were the same size together and all the buttons that were the same size together. You can sort by color. You can put all the red together, all the green, all the blue, all the yellow. You can sort things by shape. You can sort things by size. There's all different ways to sort things. When you sort something, you are putting it together by how they are alike or what's the same about those things. Side. These shapes have straight sides, so they're pointing to the straight parts. These shapes do not have straight sides. Let's show down below, right here. So those are curvy parts. So the straight parts are called sides, and you heard me when I counted the sides on the hexagon, I said it was the straight parts. Our next word is corner. Corners are formed when 2 sides of a plane shape meet. So this pointed part right here is a corner. 1, 2, 3, 4. A square has 4 corners. Solid figure. A solid figure is a 3D shape. 3D means 3-dimensional. That means you can hold it in your hand. So it's something that you can pick up and hold. It has length, width, and height. So you can measure the different parts of it. Cube, that's a 3D shape. This is a drawing of it on paper, but a cube is like a box. You can hold it in your hand. Sphere, fancy word for a ball. A sphere is also a 3D shape. You can hold it in your hand. This is a drawing of it on paper, but if it's a sphere or a ball, it's something you can pick up and hold. Rectangular prism is another 3D shape. It has rectangles on 4 sides and squares on 2 sides. Cone, you should know this, like an ice cream cone. It has a pointed part and a flat part. It is a 3D shape, something you can hold in your hand. Cylinder is like a can. It has a flat circle at the top and a flat circle at the bottom or on the sides if you have it flipped over. Think of like a soda can or a soup can is in the shape of a cylinder. Vertex or vertices, if there's more than one. That is the point or corner on a shape. So it's the pointy parts on a 3D shape there, a vertex or vertices, if there's more than one. I would say one vertex or 5 vertices. Flat surface. So the part that is flat that you could put down on the table and it wouldn't fall over. So the flat part of the 3D shapes. Pyramid is another 3D shape. It is pointed, it has triangles on the sides and a square on one side. All right, so lots of new shape words for us to work on. Let's see if we can watch our math show and then get started.
Building blocks. Written by Bill Whitney. Illustrated by Mike Dahmer. Lisa makes a town. She uses cylinders. Count the flat surfaces on a cylinder. How many flat surfaces are there?
Okay, so we're looking at a cylinder, which is a fancy word for a can. It's in the can shape. When we look at it, it is flat on the two sides. The circles are flat. So 1, 2. You're going to, you don't have this paper, sorry. So there are 2 flat surfaces.
2. Jim makes a bigger town. He uses cylinders. Count the edges on a cylinder. How many edges are there? 0.
So edges are a pointy part or where two flat parts meet. Since a cylinder doesn't have that, it has 0.
Jim makes a tower. He uses cubes. Count the flat surfaces on a cube. How many flat surfaces are there?
Okay, so a cube is a little bit different. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 flat surfaces.
6. Lisa makes a bigger tower. She uses cubes. Count the vertices on a cube. How many vertices are there? 8.
So when we look at the pointed parts, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the top, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom. 4 and 4 makes 8. Okay, so I do want you to look at this paper right here. It tells your parents in the middle what we're going to be working on. On this side, it goes over some of the words we talked about. A plane shape is a flat shape. A solid figure is a shape that takes up space, so that's something you can hold in your hand or touch. A vertex or vertices are the points or corners on a shape. Over on this side, you are going to go ahead and do number 1 says circle all of the squares. Think about what a square has. It has 4 straight lines and 4 points. But a square has sides that are all the same size. So when you look at your work, you should have circled the green one and the purple one. All right, these other ones in the middle do have 4 straight sides and 4 points, but they're not all the same size. Longer, short, slanted, short, long. All right, these are slanted also, so we want to make sure that they are all the same size. Down below, number 2, circle the object that has the same shape as the cube. This is the cube that they're showing you. What other thing is shaped like a cube or a box? Hopefully you're circling this one that is shaped like the cube. And number 3, use these blocks over here to cover the bigger one. Draw and color the pattern blocks on the larger shape to show how they would fit. All right, so what we can do here is draw 2 of these, going right side up and upside down to make our hexagon. And I know mine's a little bit wacky there. All right, but if you were to draw a line right in the middle there, you would have those 2 red shapes. On the back is your game. You know how that works. You can play your game. If you would like, if somebody at home likes to play with you, it gives you the directions and it's good practice. All right, we are going to move on and work on our next page. So go ahead and get this one ready. All right, we're going to start off watching our show and then we'll work on it together. It is not hard. That's why we're doing 2 today, so we can get moving on shapes here.
Triangles, circles, rectangles, and squares are different 2D shapes. 2D shapes are plane shapes. Plane shapes are flat shapes. This is a triangle. How would you describe the triangle? You can describe the triangle as having 3 sides. You can say that all the sides are straight lines. You can even describe the triangle as pointy.
So when you look at a triangle, it has 3 straight lines and 3 points. All right, it is a flat shape. It is drawn on the paper here, so it doesn't have any depth or width, but it can be different sizes or facing different ways and still be a triangle.
Here is a circle. How would you describe the circle? You can describe the circle as round. You can also say that the circle does not have any sides.
So a circle is different. It does not have any straight lines. It does not have any pointed parts. It is round.
Here is a hexagon. How would you describe the hexagon? You can describe the hexagon as having 6 sides. Here is a trapezoid. How would you describe the trapezoid? You can describe the trapezoid as having 4 sides. This shape also has 4 sides. It is a rectangle. How are the rectangle and the trapezoid different? All the sides of a rectangle are straight. Some of the trapezoid sides slant.
Okay, so there's some things that are the same about these shapes. There are some things that are different about these shapes. They do have points, they do have flat sides, but the sides can be different sizes or the sides can be slanted.
This is a square. How many sides of the same length does it have? The square has 4 sides of the same length. A square is a special rectangle.
So a square has 4 straight lines and 4 points. All the sides are the same size. If we measured the top, the side, the bottom, and the side, they would all be the same.
You can see plane shapes in solid objects. What plane shapes do you see in these solid objects? The front of the juice box is a rectangle. The drum has a circle. The block has a square. You have learned that objects can have plane shapes in them.
Okay, so we are going to be, working on our paper today. If you have this paper, get it ready, please. All right, we're going to be taking a look at the front. All the way up top, our turtle friend has 4 different items or things that are different shapes. The ruler is shaped like a rectangle. The sign is shaped like a triangle. The block is shaped like a square, and the button is shaped like a circle. We are going to practice drawing some of these shapes. Normally we would be looking around our room and finding things that are these shapes. You can look around your house if you would like to, or you can just think along with me. For number 1, they want us to draw a circle. So it's your turn. As best you can, circles can be a little bit tricky. Draw a circle for number 1, okay? So in the box for number 1, you are drawing your own circle. If you look around and think about some things that are shaped like a circle, you might think of a clock, since we just worked on that. Maybe a plate or a dish that you eat off of is in the shape of a circle. Go next door to number 2. Number 2, we are going to draw a rectangle. So rectangles can be, we have 4 straight lines. 2 of the lines are shorter and 2 of the lines are longer. So you could do a rectangle like this, or you could do a rectangle like this. It doesn't matter, they are both rectangles. They both have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 straight lines. Both of them have 2 shorter lines and 2 longer lines. So go ahead and draw your rectangle for number 2. Think about some things around you that are shaped like rectangles. Maybe a shoebox, if you've gotten new shoes. All right, go down to number 3. Look in the box number 3 on your paper. You are going to draw a square. So a square also has 4 straight lines, but this time when we draw it, we are making sure that all the lines are the same size. Okay, so a square will be different than a rectangle. All the lines will be the same size. So in box number 3, you want to draw your square. Things that might have squares could be blocks, like we saw up there. What else around you could be in the shape of a square? Maybe a book or a notebook you have at home. Usually they're more like rectangles, but they could be in the shape of a square possibly. Draw your square in box number 3. For box 4, we are drawing a triangle. Triangles have 3 straight lines and 3 points. Okay, it doesn't matter if your triangle goes any which way. As long as it has 3 points and 3 straight lines, it is a triangle. Think about some triangles that could be around you, around your house, or that you see when you are going somewhere, things that are shaped like a triangle. Draw your triangle for number 4. Okay, when you open up to the inside, it gives us the shapes up top, tells us again about those shapes, how they are flat shapes. Now they want us to look at these shapes, these 3D shapes, and color the one part that is a flat shape. All right, so when we look at number 1, it says color the shapes that are circles. 1 is done for you. So you are going to look at where you see a circle on here. This part is already colored in. When you look at the other shapes, you are looking for a circle. You should be coloring this one also. That is a circle. Go next door to number 2. Color the shapes that are trapezoids. Look up top. This is a trapezoid. It has 4 straight lines and 4 points. One line is shorter, one line is longer. So then you have 2 slanted lines also. So look down below. Trapezoid, trapezoid, trapezoid. That is what you should be coloring. 3 trapezoids. Go down to number 3. Color the shapes that are triangles. Triangles have 3 straight lines and 3 points. So when we look at our choices, triangle, triangle, this flat part right there is a triangle. So you should be coloring those 3 in. Number 4, color the shapes that are rectangles. When we look up here, a rectangle has 4 straight lines and 4 points. 2 of the lines are shorter, 2 of the lines are longer. When we look for rectangles, I can see that is a rectangle. And this side of this shape is a rectangle. This is not a rectangle, it is a square. This is not a rectangle, it is a square. So you should be coloring 1, 2. If you can see this part, you could color that also. That's a rectangle also. Down below it asks us, is this shape a hexagon? Think about what a hexagon is. Up here, a hexagon has 6 sides. This shape has 4 sides. So no, it is not a hexagon. It does not have 6 sides. On this side, you are working on your own. Draw a square, draw a trapezoid, draw a rectangle, draw a hexagon. Your shapes are up top for you to use if you need help. Does not have to be perfect. Do the best you can. When you are ready, go down to the bottom. It tells us to color 1 circle. So when you look at these shapes, you can see that this part is a circle. Color it in. Color 2 triangles. 1, 2. There are 2 sides there that have triangles. Color 3 squares. There's a square up top, there's a square on the side, square, square, square. You can pick which 3 you would like to color. And then color 4 rectangles. So again, there's a rectangle there, and there are 4 rectangles. If you need to pause and finish any of these jobs, that is fine. Take your time. When you are ready, go to the back. And we can work on number 10. Draw a picture in the box to show your answer. So let's read the clues together. Nina sees a plain shape. That means it's a flat shape on paper. It looks like a bike wheel. It looks like a penny. What shape does Nina see? So what is a bike wheel and a penny shaped like? I hope you are drawing a circle in the box. A circle for the wheel and the penny. Go down below. I am a plain shape. I look like a door. Which shape am I? So which one of these looks like a door? Hopefully you picked the rectangle. Down below, you are doing on your own. Draw a picture of a park. Label 2 shapes you know in the objects you draw. So when you are drawing your park, look at it and think about which of the things in the park might look like shapes. Maybe if you draw, I'm going to draw over here. So maybe if you draw a tree, the tree trunk might look like a rectangle. So you would label it by writing the word next to it, so we know that your shape is part of your drawing.